thinking, why the heck would I take the front end back off of this thing after it runs just fine?
You got to stop burning this thing up.
Well, it's not quite why I pulled it off.
Well, it is, but it ain't.
It is, but it ain't. Can't show you just yet. But I put a poll on the Instagrams, and I said, you know, should I stay nitrous? Should we go pro charge? Or should we go turbo? And the general consensus was that we should put a big old pro charger on there. But I had somebody message me, and they're like, hey, I don't have a pro charger, but I got something similar for a real good deal. And I just almost couldn't pass it up. So they let me borrow this here device so I could see if it would fit and kind of what we got to do before I purchase it. That way I got a good idea of what we got to do here. Should I show them? Should I show them? Or should we wait until...
Wait.
All right. We got some clearance now. Oh! Oh, it might... Oh. All right. Well, it looks like... It's on... Oh, yeah, the steering. That's what I was worried about.
It's on that, and it's on there.
Oh.
I'll put a rack in it.
That's why I wanted to check first. Well, it's definitely doable. That cross member is no problem. That is going to be a whole other conundrum. But I'm pretty sure that's what it needs. Oh man, will it sit there?
I don't think it will.
Just see if you can let it go. Just step back and take a peek at her. I mean,
with the zoomies, I mean,
yeah, that's yeah. You know what though? I don't know if it'll slide back far enough. As I say, we got a gap here. It's just, I don't know if it's enough to clear that. I can cut that bar out of the way real quick. Well, yeah. Big oof. Let's think about this for a moment. Let's see if we can make this sit down where it needs to. I don't need that cross member anyway. I can cut that thing right out. Just get it out of the way, and then we'll work with that and see what we got. All right, guys. So, we're trying to fit our new blower up in here. Waiting on a balancer to get here. It's pretty close to fitting. We're not going to be able to run our factory power steering setup if I can get this to work. So first things first, this bar right here, gotta go. All right, that's out of the way. We'll slide it back up there. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to trim the motor plate. Gonna clear the steering shaft if I do. And then our only other issue is this piece right here, which we might be able to, I don't really want to cut anything on this, but we might be able to do it. All right, guys, so we might actually clear. Problem just ran into here is that motor plate is cut out for a Jessel belt drive. So, might have to do a little machine work on that because I don't have a Jessel belt drive. I have a stock timing cover. Balancer's got to come off anyway, so I'm going to pull the balancer off. I'm going to pull the timing cover off and see if it bolts up. If it bolts up and clears everything, we'll be in good shape. And then I can just take this over, hopefully, to my buddy John over at Muscle Machining and have him just machine that to clear all this. That's what I'm hoping. So we're going to pull this off, see what we got. Cross your fingers, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe that fits. Stand by, let me grab some bolts. Alrighty, we got us a blower drive bolted on. So, we still have to trim out the inside there. For the timing cover, that's gonna have to be massaged by hand, but we were able to trim off the bottom of the motor plate. So that clears the steering now. We can make a mount that goes from frame to that. So we'll go somehow from those two together. This side clears, and then last but not least, we had to notch the blower plate right there. So we'll just smooth that out a little bit, but everything clears. And it looks like we can keep our steering other than, well shoot, we might even be able to run a up high F-body pump, actually. I'll have to see when the balancer goes on, but we might actually be able to make that work. That would be nice, because then I don't have to run the Volvo pump. But we'll see. Other than that, so I'm going to take this back off, get that plate off, run it over to my buddy John at Muscle Machining, see if he can't machine that out properly so we can fit our cover on there. Balancer will be here Wednesday, throttle body will be here tomorrow, and we can get this thing connected. Maybe start making some noise. I got an intake manifold here, so I got to swap that next, but we're pretty close to just being able to fire this thing up, actually, which would be nice. All right, guys, well, while we're waiting on the motor plate, I'm going to go ahead and take this intake manifold off, put that intake manifold back on with a proper lid on it, so we can put the boosters in it. And I give old JackStand back his throttle body, get ours fixed. I talked to them, they're going to send me some shafts for it, so we get the other one fixed, and then we'll have that sitting here. And if we want to put some nitrous on something else, we'll still have throttle body, nitrous plate, intake manifold, all that good stuff. Yep. All right, let's get to it. All right, guys, got our intake manifold off. Throttle body and nitrous plate over there. But time to separate that thing. We got a lid for it, and then swap the injectors out of this into that. I'm gonna go ahead and try them. They're 220. So on alcohol, in theory, they should be a little too small, but we have ran this exact same injector in Lieutenant Dan on alcohol up to like 28 pounds of boost. We just jacked up the base pressure and we still had fuel. They just stayed about 80%. Fuel pressure would add, and we had plenty of fuel. So I'm gonna go ahead and try them. I have half a set of billet atomizer 550s. If these don't work, I'm gonna go ahead and pull those out, try and get another 4 so I have them here, because it doesn't hurt to have a bigger injector. I think we'll have enough pump, but we're just gonna have to put it together and see what we got. Whew. I think he's been sitting for a while. We got to clean this rig out. That's some nasty stuff in there. That spider web. Yep. All right, well, I got my injector swapped over, but we're definitely have to clean this thing out, and I got to go find an O-ring because the one that was in there was pretty smashed. I just threw it away. So that's a little flat. We're gonna have to find this O-ring. I don't know if there's one in the box, but I'll have to double check. I'm just gonna clean this thing up, and then we'll find an O-ring, get the lid on it. It's gonna be mismatched color because the one that I did order was for an LS7, and it's black. But we still got LS3 heads on here for the moment, so I'm gonna put the black lid on here just so we can race this thing until the other motor's done. It actually kind of matches itself.
You know, it looks like an Oreo. You got the black, got the filling, got the black again.
Yeah, it kind of matches. It's
chocolate on vanilla, baby.
I was gonna take the lower and get it powder coated, but I was like, yeah, screw it. It's only gonna be on there temporarily.
What's your plan to put on it?
The other one. That's the old lower off of this. When I had the dual carb or dual throttle body setup.
What are you gonna put on it?
The other heads are LS7, so it's an LS7 lower. But it doesn't look bad. Got our Motion Raceworks throttle body on there with our V-band, so we can get everything back, get that charge pipe built. I haven't decided if I want to try and run this on water still or not.
It's gonna be on alcohol.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Take the weight savings, I guess. Won't be a whole lot, but it'll definitely help.
That blower, you're gonna put a hole right here in the
yeah.
bumper and stuff.
Well, I don't have a bumper for it yet, but that got screwed up, so I may as well just, I don't know, drill a hole in this one maybe. Just got to see where it lines up. Yeah. Generator muffler too close, melted the bumper. All right, well, I'll finish getting this bolted down, get it all plumbed back where it needs to be. I need to get a throttle body gasket, or I need to check the box and see if there's one in there. But got rid of our flat gaskets. This one has O-rings on it now. Cleaned up the intake manifold, cleaned up all the port stuff. Put it on there, got it all bolted in, torqued down. Well, I still got to torque the manifold to the motor, but other than that, that job. All right, intake's on, everything's plumbed. I just need to get a TPS sensor for this throttle body, and I happen to drop my manifold airtime sensor, so gonna need another one of those. I'll just give me a rife, and then we should be good to go. As for our drain, I think I'm gonna try and put it right here. I think it'll clear everything just fine. And then I can still get my fingers in there and put the nut in if I need to. All right, guys, well, got to do some modifications to the balancer. Looks like they were using these other holes, so I'm gonna have to get these drilled out. I also need to take the balancer over, get it honed. So I'm gonna pop this thing off. We'll take it over there, get it honed real quick. I'm gonna slide everything together one last time. He said he's got our motor plate together, so I'm gonna go grab that, have him hone this, come back, put this on, put the motor plate on, make sure our spacing's correct before I go drilling this balancer. And then if everything is good, we'll get this drilled and slapped together for final assembly. All right, guys, got the balancer installed. I went ahead and threw one of the crank triggers I had on the shelf on here just as a spacer. We're not going to use that right now. This was a little bit too small, but we needed that on there because this was all set up with a crank pickup on it. So that's going to be set up on there. I just got to get this motor plate bolted on. We'll fit the blower, make sure everything fits and spacing is correct, and then I'll pop the balancer back off, take it and have him drill it and tap it so that we can use all 6 bolts of that drive. All right, guys. All right, well, I'm by myself, so bear with me. I haven't filmed everything. I put the blower on with the crank trigger wheel on there, and it seemed to be too tight. So I pulled the trigger wheel off, and now it seems to be a little bit too far of a gap. So we're going to have to figure something out there. I'm going to double check and make sure the balancer's fully seated. And then, I mean, we didn't need much with the trigger wheel on there, but we did need some more clearance. So I'm going to pop it back off. I'm going to make sure the balancer's fully on there, and then try one more time with the trigger wheel on there, and then we'll go from there. Otherwise, I'll have to make a little bit of an aluminum spacer. I'd like to see somewhere between 80 and 100 thousandths, you know, play. So I might have to make an aluminum spacer, which will suck. But it is what it is. Part up. All right, guys. I got our spacing sorted because I had a bunch of washers here. So what I did was I took 3 washers on each side, which came out to just over like 200 thou or so. And that got us nicely spaced. I don't know if you can see it on there. So it looks bigger than it actually is on there. So what I'll probably do is just take this. We'll get it done the way it is. I might race it like this. I might not. But I would like to get those standoffs. These pieces, we'll just get those remade a touch longer and everything should fit. Now we may have to do that again with the other block. I don't know, but so far right now, everything fits. Everything's bolted down how it is supposed to be, and everything has clearance. Everything is A-okay. So I'm going to yank this all back apart, get the balancer off, run that over to the machine shop, come back, drill our oil holes, get the front cover on, get all that stuff on, and we should be good to go. Yep. All right, guys. Got everything else done, seemingly, other than we're waiting on the balancer being drilled. But we got our feed line, our return line, took the blower head compressor cover off. TJ welded on a Van Gen, I don't know what they're called. It's not a V-band, but, you know, quick release thing. And then as soon as we get the balancer, we're going to just bolt this all together. And I think we're going to load it on the trailer and run down to JackStand's house because he has tubing. So we can actually get this done tonight. So that's the plan right now. We're just waiting on the bouncer, get that slapped on, hook everything up, fire this thing up.
We'll hear blower noises.
It'll make blower noises, but it won't be like cool yet until we get it connected.
Well, that's what we're going to do.
But we're going to try to do that. I need to get a TPS plug too, which hopefully James has, and I can just wire up down there because I had a different throttle body on this with the nitrous. So, yeah. We'll see y'all soon when we get the bouncer back. All right, then. All right, guys, we got everything blower related, bolted on, oil ran. We just got to, you know, zip tie some stuff up out of the way. I'm going to remove a bunch of this wiring because we ain't going to use it anymore. We ain't got no radiator no more. I don't know if there's any fuel in it, but if you want to, should be able to fire it up. Should run. I don't know if there's any fuel in it, though, but give us ignition and then hit this. If you hear... Yeah, I tighten them. Fuel lines are tight. There's enough up here. It sounds empty-ish, but
Empty for sure.
it sounds like there's enough up here.
You ready?
Yeah, go see what happens.
I'll move it.
Oh, yeah. Shoot. Unplug the charger. All right, first blower fire up attempt.
I think it's out of fuel, bud.
I think it is too. All right, try it again. I put a little throttle blade in it. See if it runs. Might be out of fuel.
It is in fact out
All right, we'll put some alcohol in it. What do you think?
I thought you were coming out with a peace offering for blasting my casting. But instead I'm working on your truck now. I got some for you though, but so you're off probation. This is
Yeah, I could have used that earlier.
It's the only size you're allowed to use.
It's the size of my thumb almost.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you're allowed.
I really wanted to when I was putting the balancer on, but I was by myself, like, film me picking up a hammer to, like, smack the balancer and then, like, play that in the background.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be funny, but it was just me.
Just you.
That was just me. Yeah. All right, so I'm trying to figure out best course of action here. We rotated the blower a little bit. Try and figure out kind of where we need to be as far as bends go.
Ideally, we want this thing to be
As few bends as possible.
as short as
but,
possible.
yeah.
But yet, the thing is your distance from here to here is pretty close.
Yeah.
So you can achieve it by having this stood up real tight in a lot of bends, but then you don't end up with a good spot to put your blow-off valve.
Yeah.
So, definitely looks sick.
So I should have got a higher high ram.
No. This should be good. We'll just have to. The first stretch is going to be it coming back
Yeah.
center before it goes up.
Yeah, and if we push that any more this way, then it's over the center line. So
Yeah, then it gets real goofy because
Yeah.
you're coming out to come in.
Yeah.
So,
My guy even had some food for me because I ain't ate much today, you know. I got me some chili and some rice, and then
fresh chili, dude.
ready to
Made it
go.
myself.
I might fall asleep after I eat this, though. So if you see me praying on the floor, leave me
Just know you're
alone.
napping.
Yeah. It looks pretty close there, bud.
Yeah, it's going to be something kind of like that. It's not horrible looking. And then I think what we do is we just put the blow-off valve like
On the
this
bottom,
way,
yeah.
and it'll make it look not so abstract, I guess.
It's hard because of how high that is. And
Yeah, adding that 3-inch transition
Yeah.
makes it 3-inch, and then these high ramps come down, so you like fight that angle with fighting that rise. But I mean, that's as simple as it can get. That's about a 30 degree and a 90 degree bend.
Works for me. I don't care.
If we had
And it's short.
if we had a tight radius,
Yeah,
maybe we
you'd
could
tip it
shrink
down a
all,
little bit.
But you know, we're working with what we got.
Yeah.
So what I'll probably end up doing here is stick this to the V-band and then fit this perfect, make it all one pipe, and go from there.
Get her all situated-ish.
Get it there, bud. Just gotta clean up this pipe. Got this one joint, and then got the V-band at the throttle body to finish welding. Then it's blow-off valve time.
Just weld it on and just drill it out with a hole saw.
Yeah. Exactly that. And then buffer up with
That's
some
it.
cutting tools.
Yeah, it doesn't look too shabby, bud.
Yeah, use your pipe, bud.
I just got to put a wastegate. I mean, well, maybe that too. We might have to do that because this is a little big for this here engine.
You don't know that till you try.
I'm going to try, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to add a wastegate or something to control it.
One of the, it's, dang, too bad you can't do an E-gate.
Yeah, no, I'm not even going to try and figure that out, Holly.
But we can do a little boost control. We'll see a 2-action, single wastegate.
I know it'll work. I just got to see where it's at.
Where's your ball valve, dude?
It's in the box right here. Somewhere. Hold on, I got it. Oh, it's right here. It's right by my crackers. There you go. Motion Race Works. Motion Race Works.
Look at that
Motion
thing.
Race Works. I got all kinds of. I got the throttle body. I got the bracket. I got the cable. I got that. Yeah,
These
a
are
little shaving.
Well, these are for 3-inch,
Yeah.
3.5-inch, for a 4-inch. So
We got a 4-inch.
thinking maybe like down here,
That's fine with me.
something like that. Put that mug on there like that.
Works for me, bud.
One thing you can do though now is we know
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna
orientation
tighten
of
that
your
thing
blower.
down. I'll cinch her on
Lock
down.
that sucker down.
Yep. Good to go.
One step closer to making boost. You're making the noises.
It makes cool sounds, yeah.
About to feed this 408.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah. Nothing better than blower.
That's what, dude, I wanted to
Those
boost it,
zoomies.
but I was like, dude, I don't want to get rid of the zoomies. It was a really hard decision.
Yeah, it is.
And I did a poll on the Instagram. They said big old Pro Charger, and then this thing came up cheap, and I was like, well, you know, it's close to a Pro Charger. It might be a Vortec, but
Well, it's a Vortec Pro Charger because you see
I call it the Vorticharger.
there it is because you got
That's what
that
it
bell
is.
on there. You know.
I don't know. We might be swapping it though. We'll see.
You never know.
Still be
Never
Vortec.
know. Never
But-
know.
Ignore my TPS wires. I didn't bring pins, so I gotta fix it when I get back.
Yeah. I see tape over there to twist the wires, bud.
It's not gonna happen. I had TPS issues before. Fits like a glove almost.
This one, over this one.
Ba-boonk.
Over this one. Lock this one down, bud.
Shoot. All we gotta do is put that pretty blow up valve on there.
Got your 7/16
No, I'll go get one though.
This on there.
I did do a little bit of reading there, and I can actually
Use
open that
this.
thing like a wastegate. So
Oh, well, there you go, bud.
I might just try that.
Might have to.
Might have to just leave it open the whole time. Well, almost ready to see some boost.
Too many ain't got a headlights, but I said we're gonna make a street rip real quick.
Yeah, this thing's real loud. I don't even want to start it right now. It's midnight. Your wife is gonna kill me, I'm pretty sure, if we actually start this thing.
Hey, you were just here the other night? Blew
Yeah.
apart my cylinder head cap.
Yeah, she's still.
12 o'clock at night.
She ain't let that one
Firing
go
up
yet, I
this
don't
thing.
think. Yeah, this thing ain't.
Yeah, that was hers, dude.
This
That
thing
wasn't
ain't
even
quiet.
my motor. That was her motor.
Oof.
Yeah. How's that make you feel?
I don't care. I'll butter her up with some Halloween candy or something. Oh, yeah, there, dude. All tight. I'll put my safety nuts on.
Safety nets on.
You want a yellow hammer? You can see how durable my intake is.
Shoot, right there. Sorry, bud. Right to the top. I actually have one of those in the back of my truck like that.
Yeah.
And then all,
Nitros backfire. All white trash, I remember.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, we couldn't really fire this thing up last night because it was super late and I didn't want to wake up James's kids. So we couldn't really hear it. I know it was running a little bit better because I just fired it, drove right on the trailer and shut it off, but I didn't rev it or anything like that. So we're going to fire this thing up. Hopefully the closest neighbors don't mind. But we still have a few things we got to do to tidy it up. I got to repin the TPS. I just did that last night so everything was working. We got to tighten some stuff up. I got to run a couple vacuum lines and then get the front end on. And probably the biggest thing is figure out power steering situation for this thing because you can't steer this truck without power steering. It's absolutely terrible. So I have the factory pump on this thing. I'm thinking maybe one of those electric Volvo pumps. If I can get one and mount it quick enough, we'll try that. Other than that, it's gonna be a nightmare trying to figure it out. But as far as figure out, see how it sounds now. We got charged by. Still got to tune it. I haven't really tuned it. I wrote a tune, but. Before my ears are ringing.
What?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be too noisy. It is a Sunday, but good lord, that's loud. We have to play with the idle a little bit. We got some stuff we just got to tidy up on this thing. However, it does run, and it sounds absolutely dirty. If you've never heard this truck in person, the videos do no justice. also pulled my back out yesterday, so feeling a little old today. But we're going to take this thing back to the shop. We're going to tidy these things up, and we're going to head to the dyno in another video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I appreciate you guys watching. As always, stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next episode.